Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the WBAY News Digital News Desk on this busy Monday morning. We've been following several breaking news stories this morning, fire in Oconto Falls, as well as an update on that search for a missing sailboat, a father and his two children. We will bring you more on that in a moment, but we want to start this update today as we continue to take a live look at Green Bay this morning with an update from Chief Meteorologist Steve Beylon on this Monday morning, because, Steve, we have a first alert weather day, the third one in 3 days. This has just been a trend over the course of the weekend. Super warm temperatures, and today the chance for some severe storms as well, right? Tell us what we can expect for today.
Well, it's the third day in a row with the first alert weather day, as you mentioned, Emerson. I'm kind of wondering, is it like tic-tac-toe? Do we get to cross all the way through our X's or O's? Do we win? No prizes for us? Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of us are just dealing with more heat and some more storms in the forecast. And what I'm going to do, Emerson, pardon me, as I drive our live stream just a little bit here, we're going to take a live view from our Green Bay sky cam, and you can see the sunshine that's beating down here on Titletown, and with hardly a cloud to be found as we look west past the Brown County Courthouse. We're at 77 degrees. Dew point is 70. That's some very tropical-like air here in Green Bay, and with calm air, it's a pretty smuggy start to our Monday. Now, First Alert Viper Max is showing some thunderstorms back to the west, and as we loop this again, look west of the Twin Cities. Do you see how some of those thunderstorms prompted some warnings this morning? There was even a tornado warning for a short while. Those thunderstorms are more taking a detour south down towards eastern Iowa. I'm not too worried about those thunderstorms, although we will see some passing cloud cover this morning into the midday as those thunderstorms weaken to our south and west. Now, that doesn't mean we're out of the woods. Our next weather maker, an area of low pressure coming in, is going to give us storms that could have some heavy rain and some high winds. And if you don't get the storms, well, you'll definitely get the heat away from Lake Michigan as the heat index this afternoon gets back into the low and mid 90s. So your Monday for the third day in a row is a first alert weather day. So there's our forecast. Sunshine and then increasing clouds, afternoon thunderstorms. They'll be scattered, but where they do develop, they could be strong. And it is going to be hot and humid with a high temperature of 89 degrees. The heat index in the 90s away from the lake. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. So let's show you the setup. We're kind of in between storm clusters right now. The batch out towards the west, courtesy of low pressure in South Dakota. That's going to tag team with a cold front that's going to move across the region late today. As low pressure heads towards the northern Great Lakes, it's going to be moving into a very hot and humid and increasingly unstable atmosphere, and that'll be fuel to produce some powerful thunderstorms. Now, the primary area of severe weather today is actually going to be to our south, across eastern Iowa, southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, over towards northern Indiana. For us, closer to home, we have a level 1 to a level 2 risk of severe weather on our 1 to 5 severe weather scale. Basically, that means that we have a marginal to slight risk of severe weather, or in other words, isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms will be possible later today and through this evening. Damaging straight-line winds in excess of 60 miles an hour could be produced by these thunderstorms later today. Heavy rain, which might lead to flash flooding, especially considering how much rain we've had over the past several weeks. The ground is really carrying a lot of moisture, and really it can't absorb too much more because it's been so wet recently. And some of the storms could also produce some 1-inch diameter hail. Can't rule out an isolated tornado or two, but that is more likely in southern Wisconsin as opposed to the northern half of the state. So here's First Alert Pinpoint Predictor, which has sunshine, and there are those passing clouds from those decaying thunderstorms back to our west. We should stay dry up through about 3 or 4 o'clock. And then what's interesting here is that Pinpoint Predictor, which is our in-house computer model, and mind you, it's only just one computer model, it is taking most of our local thunderstorms north up towards the upper Michigan border and into Door County. That's 6 o'clock this evening, while it doesn't get too excited about storm possibilities in the Fox Valley. And you may be thinking to yourself, well, where are the thunderstorms all going? Well, most of them is actually, according to Pinpoint Predictor, will be passing south of us into southern Wisconsin, down towards Milwaukee and Chicago as we head towards this evening. And in between, we might see a little bit of a lull in the storm activity across east central Wisconsin. Now, before you carve this into stone as like this for sure is going to happen, it's a computer projection, and it's one of many computer projections that we look at in the First Alert Weather Center. They don't all agree. Some say that we'll avoid the storms this afternoon, while others say that we're going to get our fair share of thunderstorms across east central Wisconsin. So there is definitely some uncertainty. So this is a solution of what could happen through this evening, but it's not a guarantee. The bottom line is we need to be paying very close attention to what's going on. We'll continue to first alert you as we get more and more data in the First Alert Weather Center. We'll continue to put the puzzle pieces together between now and this evening on how these storms are tracking, and we'll keep you and your family in the know and give you the very latest information. Besides the storms, we're also in a First Alert Weather Day because of the hot conditions. This afternoon, away from the lake, our highs will be climbing into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Our dew point, rather tropical today, very close to 70. So you take those temperatures, you take those dew points, and you get our heat index value, what it really feels like to our bodies as we're trying to naturally cool down. We perspire, and that moisture evaporates off our body into the atmosphere. That helps to keep us cool. Well, when you get a lot of humidity, that moisture doesn't evaporate off of our skin. It sticks to us, making us feel hotter than what we really are feeling. And that heat index this afternoon away from the lake will climb into the low to mid 90s. So like we've been saying and preaching to the choir for the past several days, drink plenty of water, keep hydrated, and don't overexert yourself out in the heat. So right now we're mainly in the 70s. We're already at 80 degrees in Wapaka, while it's still 69 in Iron Mountain. But we're all heading up deep into the 80s, 89 today. But you know what? When that cold front comes through tonight, the wind is going to shift to the northwest, and the pendulum is going to swing in the other direction. We'll start to cool down and see a decrease in the humidity. You may not notice it tremendously tomorrow. Tuesday's high, 82. It's still a little bit of humidity, perhaps a pop-up shower. A pop-up shower is also possible Wednesday. But Wednesday is the day where you're really going to say, hey, it feels more comfortable outside. We'll have highs in the 70s, more 70s on Thursday, and then seasonable low 80s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And by the way, Thursday is the first day of Pulaski Polka Days. That goes all the way into the upcoming weekend. And it looks like a nice 4-day stretch for those who like to do the polka, who like to hear accordion music, who like to eat bratwurst and drink some beer. For the Thursday opener, temperatures going from the 70s down to the 60s in the evening, a break in the humidity, and we should have clear skies. So Emerson, it's not great today. It's hot. It is going to be potentially stormy. But beyond today, there is much improvement and much to like in the week ahead. We just need to get through this, for some people would say, a miserable Monday.
All right, Steve, always a pleasure to have you joining us. We know you and Tammy will be keeping us up to date on Action 2 News mid-morning coming up in about 14 minutes, so folks can make sure to tune in for that, and also make sure that you have downloaded the First Alert Weather app, as you can stay up to date with all the latest developments, whether it be storms, the heat, anything like that. It follows you throughout your area. So Steve and the weather team do a great job keeping things up to date there, and you definitely want to make sure that you are downloading that as well to make sure that you are staying up to date and ready to go for all of the weather developments as they take place throughout the area. Now we want to continue to update you on a breaking story that we've been following all morning long, as we're getting new updates from the Coast Guard in Sturgeon Bay this morning regarding that missing sailboat that had 3 people believed to be on board. 32-year-old Bill Salnick and his 2 children, ages 3 and 5. We're told that sailboat has been located by Coast Guard crews. You're taking a look at the boat right here. This is My Lady Blue is the nickname of that boat. It's about an 18-foot vessel. They were said to have launched from near Oconto by the breakwater. They're headed to Riley's Bay in Door County. That was Saturday evening. We received the alert from the Coast Guard in Sturgeon Bay that boat was found this morning. No word yet on the conditions of Selnick. There he is with his daughter there. These photos by Let's Go Door County. Here's another photo here with the boat there in the background. Again, the Coast Guard not releasing any information on the conditions of those on board the boat. We are told by our reporter on the scene, Emily Roberts, that the Door County Sheriff's Office is on the scene. That boat being towed to Fish Creek. And again, the Sheriff's Office in Door County on the scene there. We're told that the Door County Dive Team and Incident Command is there as well. So we will continue to bring you first alert updates as they become available. But again, the boat that crews have been searching for overnight on the Bay of Green Bay, that was found just south of Chambers Island on the Bay of Green Bay. And again, no information has been released at this time regarding 32-year-old Bill Selnick or his two children who were believed to be on board with him, his 3- and 5-year-old children. We will continue to update you and first alert you as we learn more about that. And we want to also bring your attention to one more story this morning. This is out of Winnebago County. The Sheriff's Office there warning folks about a scam that is taking place in Winnebago County. So take a look at your screens right here. This is a jury duty scam warning. So the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office saying that people have been calling individuals within the county saying that they missed jury duty and they must submit a payment to avoid jail time. The Sheriff's Office saying this is a scam. They're even using the name of Lieutenant Jensen with the department, who is on the Winnebago Sheriff's Office, but the caller is said to have a deep Southern accent. The Sheriff's Office saying this is not the Lieutenant Jensen with Winnebago County and that they will never demand payment over the phone. So authorities just wanting to let people know that this is a scam, and they are thanking people who have first alerted them to that scam, and we're just trying to share that information so that others at home, maybe those of you watching right now, do not fall victim to that scam as it is taking place. And so a quick warning to all of you out there, just make sure that you can always hang up and call back. But again, the Sheriff's Office saying they will never demand payments over the phone. So that is an important reminder as we start the new week. Again, we are continuing to follow that breaking news out of the Bay of Green Bay. Emily Roberts is in Fish Creek. She'll be live coming up on Action 2 News mid-morning at 9 with the latest developments on that search for the missing sailboat, the father and his two children. Again, that boat, My Lady Blue, has been located by the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard in Sturgeon Bay saying they have located that boat. It is being towed to Fish Creek. Again, that is where reporter Emily Roberts will be live coming up on Action 2 News mid-morning. That starts in 10 minutes. So make sure to stay tuned for that. We will continue to first alert you both on air and online with any developments in that story as we continue to follow it. We'll also be first alerting you to what we learned regarding that house fire in Oconto Falls that we first alerted you to on our Action 2 News this morning live stream. Crews were there fighting a fire on a 2-story building. We did have a crew at the scene there. We were able to capture some footage, so we will bring you any updates as we learn them in that story as well. Wishing you all we will also want to remind everybody that we've got Jason Zimmerman live at the Republican National Convention kicking off today in Milwaukee. He's going to be reporting for us all week on the grounds there. Of course, all eyes on Milwaukee just 2 days following the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. He's reportedly expected to appear tonight. So lots of big stories taking place on this Monday, and we're going to continue first alerting you to all of them. So make sure to stay with us on air and online. Download the First Alert Weather app, the First Alert News app if you haven't done so yet, so you can get all the alerts as they are coming in real time, and we will keep you updated both on air and online. Make it a great week, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning.